Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a little look at r/am I the Borthole. If you would like to sit here and judge some big old gaping bortholes with me today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please, thank you. I am very close to the microphone today because the kids are off school again. Oh yeah, again. So they had a week off for the not even the spring half term, was it really? But they had a week off for half term. They were back for 4 weeks and now they have 2 weeks off. I swear they spend more time out of school than they do in. Now you'd think that's not a bad thing, is it? Kids shouldn't be ran ragged whilst they're at school, but it's like, then they moan if the kids are ill and they have to have a day off school, and it's like, hold on a minute. You guys are quite happy to pull these extra days off out of your backsides, but then moan if I have to keep them off because they are puking. Drives me crazy. But yeah, if you're wondering why I sound a little less energetic and a little closer, that's why. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Let's have a look what we got first today. Okay then, so first post posted by I have no idea because I cut it off. Why did I do that? Anyway, am I the Borthole for refusing to bend on my boundary about kids? I, 30F, have been seeing Ben, 32M, for a few months. On the 5th day, I brought up more topics from our dating profiles. I specifically asked his stance on children, as his profile said he didn't have, but was open to kids. Mine states that doesn't have and doesn't want children. During the conversation, he stated that he's always seen himself as a father and hadn't ever considered not having any. I said I have no plans to have children as I like my child-free lifestyle. He started saying how cute my kid would be, but was cut short when food came and the topic was dropped. I don't think this guy understands that someone who likes not having kids is not going to be swayed by, but think how cute they are. And if they are swayed by that, they're doing it for all the entirely wrong reasons. I will say though, I'm not being funny. If he knew that he definitely wanted kids, why did he go for someone who had on their profile saying that they do not want? And I'm not being funny as well. They've been together for a few months, seen each other. This is only the 5th date. It's probably time to drop this relationship. Seems that you both want two very different things. A few days later, he texted me about being quieter than normal and asked if it was the kid topic. I said I had been thinking about our conversation and don't think we are aligned long term, as he possibly wants children. So I don't think we should continue, as I don't want to lead him on. Very smart, very smart. He was upset and said he wouldn't date someone with kids, but always assumed the women he did date would want them. It literally said on their profile, mate, that they don't want them. What are you talking about? Reading comprehension clearly is not for everyone. Oh, hello, Miss Lady. Come on board. You want to sit on my lap? Come on then. Oh, hello, Miss Lady. The kitty has come to join. He continued saying it was too early for those kind of deep conversations and we should have waited. No, red flag. What he's really saying is, I was hoping to have you so pinned down that you kind of felt like you had to agree with me when the topic came up in the future. I stated it's a massive deal breaker for me, as I'm currently taking steps to ensure I will not be able to have children in the future. And honestly, I think it's never too early to have conversations about big life decisions like that you know that you're dead set on, because why keep dragging on a relationship if you are clearly not compatible in what you want out of life? He got more upset and compared it me asking him to move across the country. That it isn't black and white and there are pros and cons to both. Ben went on to say the topic is layered and we know so little about each other but have potential. So don't throw away the whole relationship over a small disagreement. Ah yes, the small decision on whether to bring a whole entire ass life into the world. What a small decision and a small disagreement. Oh my goodness. So honestly, I feel like he's one of those people that thinks that every woman just naturally wants to have kids. They say they don't, but they're lying. They know they'll change their mind when no, some just don't. And that is fine. I said I was getting the procedure done, so children isn't a compromised situation for me, and timing of the conversation wouldn't have changed my stance. I'm so glad that this OP is standing on their business, by the way. So glad. Ben said I was drawing very aggressive lines for us. Ben stated we haven't built enough of a relationship for me to hear him and wants to continue the conversation in person instead of over text. Am I the hole for the way I handled the situation? No, chef's kiss on the way you handled it. You're not compatible. There is no point in wasting each other's time. Just move along. Ben sounds very manipulative. Ben sounds like if he would try and get the OP into a position where they felt like they had to agree. Don't like that. Do not like that at all. Like, you can't say to someone, you're drawing an aggressive line. This is the one thing I think that people should draw an aggressive line on early on and go, okay, we don't agree. Let's leave it where it is. Because it's not like the decision to just, oh, do you want to live in a house or an apartment? Do you want a garden or do you want this? Do you want to get a dog or do you want to get a cat? No, you're talking about a whole sentient human child who will have very complex mental health issues in the future if they're brought into a relationship where one of the parents felt like they were forced into it when they didn't want to do it. I don't want to continue knowing he possibly wants kids. I don't think it's a possibly. I think he definitely wants kids, but he doesn't want to say that because he's hoping the OP won't leave him. I truly can't see where this is something that isn't black and white clear. Edit, we are not together anymore, as this was the breakup text exchange. Glad to hear it, my love. So, down in the comments, pickled onions rule all. Yes, they do. I love pickled onions. They don't love me, though. They make my belly hurt. Not the hole. You don't want kids and he does. Why continue to see each other if you're not aligned long term? You did the right thing. Also, I don't like how he said it was too early to have that conversation. Me either, commenter, me either. Why would you not make sure you're aligned early doors into a relationship? Again, you did the right thing, not the hole. So then Lemmy Splain says, too early for you to have so much invested in the relationship that he can leverage into an ultimatum. Exactly. My thoughts exactly. Okay, then next post, and I actually kept the user on this one. You will be able to see who posted the last one, by the way, because I will link it. If you type in the title into Reddit, it'll find it for you, so I'll link it that way. I bloody hope. I hope it's still there to link, because sometimes they're not when I go back to link them, and I'm like, for God's sake! So, Kooky Lady says, am I the hole for wanting to continue taking my nightly showers? No, next question. So, me 29 and my boyfriend 28 have a 6-month-old baby who is exclusively breastfed. Every night she wants to be nursed to sleep, which is fine, but I also like to take a shower every night before getting into bed. So, sometimes after I get her to sleep, I'll do some things before my shower, like do dishes, clean up a little bit, or whatever. But lately she's been waking up after about 45 and crying and won't settle unless I get back in bed with her. We co-sleep and put her on the boot. So, tonight I fed her and went to get right in the shower rather than doing my usual cleaning because I knew I had about 45 minutes. But his dog started barking and something woke her up. I had to get out of the shower halfway to settle her. So now he's telling me that I need to start showering during the day and I can't shower at night because she always wakes up, but no one's here to help me during the day. So I just feel like at night it makes the most sense. Does he not have the ability to pick up the baby and soothe the baby just for a little while? Rock the baby, dance with the baby, bloody sing to it, I don't know. Just do something to keep the baby settled so mum can go and just have a flipping shower. Probably the only time of the day where the poor love gets any time to herself. Goodness me. I also feel like he needs to learn how to settle her, bingo, because it's not fair that all of the responsibility is on me and I can't even take a freaking shower before bed. Anyway, am I being unreasonable? No. Like, I want to continue to shower at night before going to bed, but I don't know if maybe I'm not being fair to him and our baby. No, he needs to get over it and just take over, for goodness sake. Like, and I'm not being funny, when you are breastfeeding a baby, you can get, like, you just feel so sweaty and, you know, all gross by the end of the day. And, you know, because it's quite warm having to hold that child for, like, so much of the day against your skin. You just want to kind of, like, have a flipping wash at the end to feel like a normal human being and not, like, a dairy cow. Do you know what I mean? So no, they're not being unreasonable at all. The boyfriend needs to pull up his big boy panties and start dealing and learning to settle the child for a little bit. It's not that difficult, I promise him. And oh no, if he has to put up with the baby crying while mum takes a shower. And mum probably puts up with crying all day. Like, time to step in and do your dad duties, my love. So down in the comments, Minnie Z says, so you have a second parent in the house who is refusing to be an adult, help with the dishes, let alone be a parent to their child. Did not actually think about that one either. Yeah, exactly. Not the bottle. And then certain Kaleidoscope 8 says, good catch. Useless ass motherfucker can't even do the damn dishes. Ain't no in the world worth this level of hassle. Ooh, the vitriol in that sentence. I like it. Those two sentences, actually. There was two there. So, next post posted by Economy Chemical 8638. Am I the butthole for falling asleep with my sister after playing video games? I, 34M, like to have my sister, 36F, over to play video games together once every 2 or 3 weeks, on a Wednesday night. It's one of the highlights of my month. Me and my siblings used to just beat the shite out of each other. We eat pizza and talk and just chill with my dogs after the pizza is put away. Usually we're done by 11 and she goes back home. My wife has said that she's fine with this and we've invited her to play with us a few times, but my current problem happened last week when I had my sister over. We did what we normally do and switched to watching a show after a little while. I'm not sure when, but we both ended up accidentally falling asleep. I've fallen asleep with her hundreds of times before, especially when we were teenagers and I would watch shows in her room because she had the TV. So I didn't really think it was a problem. We got up that morning and she went home. My wife waited until she had left to bring it up, since she had apparently seen us earlier that morning. She said that I disrespected her by not only having someone over the night without asking, but also by falling asleep with a woman that wasn't her. I mean, it's not like they're snuggling up in bed, they just fell asleep on the sofa at the same time. I am assuming probably not even like right next to each other either. The first one was fair, and I think I was definitely in the wrong there, even if it was an accident. But the insinuation she was kinda making really pissed me off, and we ended up getting into a petty, intense argument. We haven't really spoken since. Yeah, I'd be pissed off with that insinuation as well. My sister and my mother have both told me to just apologise to her and move on, but I still feel like I wasn't the one in the wrong for accidentally falling asleep with my sister because she's a woman. If it was a friend, I could 100% understand, but it's my sister. Yeah, no, I think, again, if it was like that they were snuggling up and all of that lot, and, you know, I'd be a bit like, it's a bit weird, but that's because I don't have that relationship with my siblings. Like, we don't even hug each other. Giving each other a wave goodbye feels overly familiar sometimes. But that's because we're all, like, weirdos, and none of us quite know what we do with ourselves in social situations. So it's like, you know, we got an understanding. But yeah, you know, some siblings are like that. They are just very close and they'll chill out on the sofa all night together, and if they fall asleep in the same room, they wouldn't bat an eyelid. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, let's have a look at the comments, shall we? So, Lamb's English says, red flag of red flags. Spouses jealous of your siblings of the opposite sex are on thin ice in my book. Yeah. I'd be demanding an apology before we moved this forward. It's just unhinged behaviour. Fun prompt 4983 then says, his wife is insane and so weird. He even said his sister has a wife, which doesn't change anything anyway because they're siblings, for God's sake. What is wrong with her? Is she addicted to porn or what? Seriously, I can't stand women who get jealous of their partner's sisters or mothers. They end up ruining the whole family dynamic. Yeah, exactly. And it seems to be that this is a regular thing once a week, and they've offered the wife to, join in, and she said no, but that she's fine with the sister coming over. So it's not like an intrusion every week that the wife isn't okay with. She said that she's okay with it. Again, I understand impromptu overnight guest is not very fun for the other person who doesn't know it's going to be happening, and I would 100% agree with that. I'm very much one of those people that I don't want impromptu guests full stop, but an impromptu overnight guest would send me feeling like I'm spiraling. I have a very sort of strict routine I like to keep to in the evenings, and probably a little too strictly, and I should probably get the fuck for that, but no, not right now. So yeah, I could understand that 100%. But yeah, making a gross insinuation like that, I don't like that at all. And I 100% understand why that would piss the OP off, because it would annoy me too. So, last post of the day, posted by Defiant Function 8397. Am I the butthole for refusing a wedding gift, knowing there will be strings attached? Probably not, my love. My fiancé, 32M, and I, 35F, got engaged on Christmas Eve. Until recently, I had a great relationship with his family, his mum especially. But ever since the engagement, it's become really strained because she keeps trying to insert herself into our decisions and offering unsolicited advice, and I'm slowly getting at my wit's end. A few things that have annoyed me. We want a max of around 50 people. My fiancé and I are both introverts, and even the thought of being in front of that many people gives me anxiety. Don't. I've always thought that whenever I've gone to someone else's wedding and there's so many people just staring at them coming down the aisle, and I think, oh my God, I'd be running in the opposite direction. I'm like, no, thank you, actually. Could you all just close your eyes while I come down here, because you're making me feel very nervous and I'm going to forget how to walk. With our close family, friends, and their plus ones, we're probably already over 50. His mother insists the wedding must be a grand event of at least 150 guests. Hell no. You want that? You get married, my love. Leave these poor people alone. I found a gown in a magazine I love, and that's going to be my inspiration. It's more on the simple side, but that's my style. I showed my best friend, my mum, and my future mother-in-law because I did want her to feel included. And she insisted it was too plain and everyone will think I'm just another guest. At my wedding, being the only one in white. Are you sure you're going to be the only one in white though, my love? Because I get the sense, the sixth sense, that I smell a mother-in-law that's going to turn up in white. The venue we're thinking about is too small and boring. The on-site catering is not special enough. And because my fiancé is an only child, this needs to be a grand affair. We need to get a guest list to her so she can... What? So she can review and approve who's coming. No, this is our wedding, not yours. Oh my goodness. Put her in a cage somewhere, jeez. Thankfully, my fiancé is on my side and about 6 weeks ago called her and says we know what kind of wedding we want to have and she needs to stop overstepping and questioning our choices. Yes, mate. That's what we like to see, a fiancé in their fiancé's corner. In an attempt to punish him and assert her authority, she went radio silent until last week. Oh, I bet that was bliss. She invited us to dinner on Sunday and presented us with a cheque for $25,000 to help with the wedding. When we got home, I told my fiancé we are not cashing that cheque. He thinks I'm being ridiculous and that this can help us have the wedding that we want with almost no out-of-pocket costs. Yes, but at the cost of your sanity and your choices. I told him that we won't have the wedding we want because she's going to use the money as leverage to push the event in the direction she wants. When she insists on including her friends we don't know and don't care about, she's going to say, "Oh, I thought the money would help cover them." When going dress shopping, it'll be, "That's a bit simple. I thought with the extra money you'd get something nicer." When we finally choose our venue, it'll be, "So what exactly is my money paying for?" Exactly. That is exactly what's going to happen. My fiance said it will cause a huge rift if we don't accept the money because his mother is extending an olive branch and being generous. She's not being generous, mate. She's being manipulative. Open thine eyes. My goodness. But I tried telling him it'll cause a bigger rift as she gets it in her mind she has a say in our choices because she's paying for it. And I shut her down every time. I feel like I'm being positioned as bridezilla. My fiance thinks I'm overreacting, and it's the tension of the last few months exposing itself. Even my mother said I should just accept the gift. So, am I the butthole? No, OP, you are the only one seeing flipping sense here because I 100% think that she's using this as leverage. I think if they cash that check and they use it, it will be, "Well, why can't you? I've given you the money, so why can't you?" Like, basically, do what I say because I've given you money. No. So, down in the comments, Positronomy says, "Not the butthole. I'd take the money and put it in a separate account to earn interest, or just consider 25k your zero balance, and continue excluding her from decisions you've been doing. If she ever demands her money back, just send it right back and tell her it looks very poorly on her to use a gift as leverage." Yeah, exactly. This makes the scenario a win-win. You're still financing the wedding yourselves, you can use the wedding money for whatever you want assuming she accepts being excluded, and if she doesn't, you make a little bit of interest and don't actually find yourself in a hole. Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's a good middle ground. For me, I'd just be like, no thank you. You've proved so far I can't trust you, but if it is a point of wanting to keep the fiance happy too, and not accepting the money is really gonna really piss him off, and I suppose maybe you could do that, but yeah, I just think accepting it full stop is a bad idea, but I've never been married, so what do I know? Okay, so I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Covenant Void. Welcome. Don't forget to leave an offering of a comment for Big Al. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye.